purpose of this tutorial is to walk you through Lab 6-2 on using Raptor and for loops. The first portion is the seconds counter, and basically what you're going to do is to write a for loop that will run 60 iterations using Raptor. So steps 1 through 7 walk you through that process. So inside of Raptor, how you're going to start this is you're going to start by, if you follow the pseudocode, you have two variables that you're going to set or initialize. The first one is seconds, so we'll take seconds and we're going to initialize that to 1. And the last, or the second thing that we're going to initialize is max seconds, and this is going to be how many iterations we want it to run. Now to add a loop, we just simply add our loop symbol, and then inside of here our condition is going to run so that it runs 60 times. So that will be while seconds is greater than max seconds. And then if it's not, seconds is 1, if it's not greater, what we want to do under this no is we want to print out the value of seconds, and then being careful not to forget the incrementation for seconds. So you'll have two things inside of here, one that prints seconds and one that displays that. Now if we go back to the lab, the next one is an accumulation statement, and you're going to create a flowchart for this. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take in a number and then add it up. So if we go back to Raptor, how that's going to be done, let me just delete my things. What we're going to do inside of here is take away the seconds, is we're going to have a counter that starts at 1, and the steps will tell you to do that. And then anytime we're accumulating, we have a total variable, and then we're also going to work with our number variable. So the first 3 assignment statements will be to set counter to 1, to set total to 0, and to set number to 0. And then what our for loop will do is it's going to run 5 iterations. So inside of this condition, we're going to say while counter is greater than 5, and what we want to do if it's no is we want to get a number, so that will be an input statement, and then we're going to do accumulation, which would be an assignment statement to accumulate or total things up, and then you're going to have one remaining assignment statement that will increment counter. And then when it's all finished, we're just simply going to print out the accumulated value, and that would be at the end of the flowchart. Now the last flowchart that you're going to do in this lab is to average up age. So this is similar to the last program where we took in 5, except that we want the user to control how many numbers they take in. So follow this pseudocode to do your flowchart. You're going to create a counter, set that to 1. You're going to have total age to 0, average age to 0, age to 0, and number to 0. And then you're going to do an input statement that'll ask the user how many iterations. Now when you go over to Raptor and you add in your flowchart, your condition is going to be while counter is greater than number, which is exactly what we have listed here in our for loop. And then simply inside of the for loop, we take an age, we accumulate it, and then we increment counter by 1. When that's finished, we do the things outside of our for loop, which is to average up age and display things.